Welcome to the Battery 3 library tutorial. We would like to take you through a fantastic variety of kits and sounds in the new Battery 3 library. If you click on the Drum Kit selection menu in the top header, you can find the complete battery library with over 90 kits in total, sorted in musical category folders. The brand new Battery 3 library contains 40 new kits. All these factory kits are organized by genre and all types of categories are included, from acoustic to electronic and special kits. Here are some examples. For your convenience, the original Battery 1 and 2 libraries have been included, unchanged and untouched, in case you want to use these original kits. You can find these within the folders 8 and 9. These kits will also be sorted in the first 6 folders, saved as Battery 3 kits. This way you can easily load the next kit from the complete library with a simple click on the Load Next button. Sometimes it happens that sample paths have been changed for whatever reason. For example, you have moved sample files to a different place on your hard disk. The completely redesigned sample search and samples missing dialog helps you find your samples quick and easy. It will show the file name and where it is assumed to be on your hard drive. You can now search your file system for samples automatically and check for duplicates. You can load the patch only with the samples found so far and ignore any missing samples or abort loading and cancel the whole loading process. You can search for specific sample files or look for samples in the folder of your choice, including all subfolders. If you right-click on a single cell, you can additionally access the brand new cell library containing over 4,000 drum cells from the library categorized into single instruments, for example, bass drums, snares, cymbals, and so on. Just select Library and choose your instrument. Additionally, each cell has a Next Previous button which appears upon selection of the cell. When the Alt key is pressed, it allows quick access to the next or previous sample to be loaded. Just hold down the Alt key and click on the little arrows in the cell. This function is very handy when working on a track and you simply want to change one sound, the bass drum for example. Just switch through all the bass drums while your track is playing. All the cell files are already in the right format containing the effects settings and velocity mappings. Learn more about velocity mapping in the next tutorial. One of the many new functions that might be interesting in this context when working with huge drum kits is called Sample Purge. If you click on the Memory Usage drop-down menu, You can choose from 4 different options. Sample Purge analyzes which samples were used in an arrangement and removes from your RAM any samples that were not used. When loading a drum kit, normally all samples are loaded into your RAM, which will be indicated by a green light. Click on Reset Markers. This resets the list of samples being played in order to create a new list of marked samples. Then trigger via MIDI or mouse click the samples you want to use in your session. If you then click on Update Sample Pool, all the unused or unmarked samples will be unloaded from the RAM indicated by an orange bar and a smaller RAM usage. If you look to the mapping editor, you will also see that just the selected samples are being kept in the RAM, while the unselected samples are marked red as being unloaded from the RAM. The unused samples are still visible in the matrix. Purge All Samples unloads all samples from the RAM as you see here. Reload All Samples loads all samples back into the memory again. If you use Battery 3 as a plugin, you don't even have to mark your samples manually. Unload all samples, reset all markers, then just play your song and let Battery mark them automatically. Finally, reload the marked samples with the Update function. As you can see, Sample Purge is very handy to save some RAM real quick instead of deleting samples manually. We hope you like working with the Battery 3 library.